Hello again everyone. We hope you're well and still coping with this horrible pandemic. We just have to stay focused everywhere. Respect people, be kind, be tolerant, and just try your best, no matter how annoyed you may be with events what have gone on, you know, over the months with various people and that, saying certain things and doing certain things. Stay focused so that we can get back to some sort of normality everywhere. That's not just in England, everywhere. Stay focused and respect everybody and do your bit. That's, you know, that's all I can say. But it is so important that we, you know, everybody's together in this, and we need to keep focused. Right, today's video, a few bits talking about another part of the Sankey Canal, and we're going to then in the second part we'll be looking at the naming of our latest beer, plus a couple of bits of extras what we've decided. But first of all, 4th of July, the leisure industry, or a lot of the leisure industry, is open. But you've got to make certain everything, you know, that you stick to, and you have to stick to rules, because everybody's going to be out there, whether it's on boats, whether it's in restaurants, or whether it's in pubs. It's there now, and we've got to stay focused. There's little doubt at all that we're going to have another wave at some point. There's little doubt. But the better we behave and the better we stay focused, that wave can be significantly smaller than what we've had. And that's generally, it's not just like I say in England. But our decisions this year, boating wise, it's going to be completely different. We're not going to be going as far, definitely not. It's been curtailed, that, with all what's gone on. We'll go into a few details in probably a couple of vlogs time as we start to do our cruising again. But we've got put some plans in place, because we don't continuously cruise and live permanently on board and that. We do things slightly different. We like to leave our boat, we won't leave our boat on the canal side or anything. If we're travelling somewhere and we want to come home for a bit, we'll put it in a marina and leave it there and hire a car and go home for a while and then go back. That's where we've done it for as long as I can remember, and it's worked for us. So we've got to get all that put into, you know, get that planned. Also, we'll let things settle down a little bit, because I suspect at the beginning it could get a little bit manic. But saying that, it's great, one, to have all the vast majority of private boat owners have the opportunity now to cruise where they want, because the vast majority have been in lockdown far too long. But at the end of the day, it's a safe thing, and most people have adhered, not all, but most have adhered to it. The other thing is the hire boats will be coming back out, and for us that's great. That's great, because we hired for years as well, so why shouldn't people be allowed to enjoy the canals? Anyway, less of me talking now. We'll start the first part of this vlog, and we'll go to one of the original parts of the Sankey Canal, the very first part where it was built, before the extension pieces, etc. This was where it all started, and we hope you enjoy it, because there's some superb historic pieces in this, including something to do with railways, which amazes us why it's not such a big tourist attraction, why it's not become one, and why something rather silly happened, we think. But that's coming shortly. After that, we'll be doing the showing the draw for the beer, showing our labels, showing the bottles, all that, because we'll be taking a box of it definitely onto the boat. Definitely will, because that's the other thing. In a video coming down the line, we'll also tell you what things we need on a, not need on a boat, but we like our luxuries. You know, we do like our luxuries, and we'll go into some of them as well, and explain why we want them and why that lets us enjoy our boat immensely. Anyway, now onto the vlog, and we hope you enjoy.
We had another trip out to a different section of the Sankey Canal, and we arrived at a little place near Earlstown, and we parked up and we came across Newton Common Lock, which had been discovered and uncovered by the Canal Society volunteers in the area.
Yep, and it looks great. You can see all the shape, and you can still see where the old lock gates used to be. So if you've got a bit of imagination, you can work out where the boats used to come through there, can't you?
Yes, yeah, it's quite clear actually.
It is, yes. Well, Bernadette, are you looking forward to this little walk down the Sankey Canal?
I am, yes. It's a gorgeous day as well. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Really interesting to see that George Stevenson lived in a little cottage there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah, amazing, and he knocked it down.
Fabulous history.
Well, we'll carry on and see what we find.
As we meandered slowly along this path, we came to stand underneath the awesome Sankey Viaduct, also known as the Nine Arches.
Yes, it's a wonderful structure, and George Stevenson was the main engineer, and it was completed in 1830. The previous year, George Stevenson was one of the main architects of inventing a steam engine called the rocket. This template was used for the next 150 years for all steam engines throughout the world on railways. That is an amazing thing, and it's so historic and never talked about that much, is it?
No, and I think they need a visitor centre in that area.
They certainly do. So that is an amazing place to visit when you think of the history.
Underneath the arches, we carried on and followed the path, and on the left-hand side you could see where the canal bed had been filled in. And as we read in the history pages, there used to be a Sankey sugar works there on the left as well, just at the other side of the canal.
As we continued our lovely walk, we come across Bradley Locks.
You could see there that the top gates are still in position, and there has been some restoration, but they were fenced off.
Yes, and you can still see all the bollards as well as you walk through, you know, as you walk past. And it's just great to see all this, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It certainly is.
I'd like to visit there again someday.
Yes, so would I,
See a
yes,
bit more.
so would I. Anyway, we better continue our journey. We come up to now a permanent structure, a permanent bridge. But in its heyday, this was where Bradley Swing Bridge used to rotate for the Mersey Flats. We carried on our walk down a very scenic area. It's really, really quiet and very nice to go and relax, isn't it? Certainly is.
It was lovely, you could just hear bird song.
That's it, yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Occasionally as you're walking along this canal there's little sections and you'll have a sign there telling you the history of that little area, so you have an idea what went on this canal, and it's very interesting to read.
As we walked further along the Sankey Canal, we came to another lock called Haylock, and this had been filled in. As we looked on the stones at the side of the lock, you could see there was an engraving saying August 1868, and that might have been when there was some replacement of the lock. The canal was still running, but that was the date on this lock.
Yeah.
At the side there also is a Vulcan village, and some of the little houses that were built for the workers are still there.
So that's our little trip down this section, and I'm pretty certain we'll try some more in the future.
Oh, I'm sure we will, yeah. I thought it was intriguing to see what has been there.
The most historic canal in the country, I think.
I think so.
Yep, so we hope you enjoy. Stop! Hold the music! Hold the music! Something very important to be done now. And Bernadette will let you know. And I'll speak to you later on.
Right, now's the time for the beer draw. Your names were absolutely brilliant, so much so that we're going to choose 3. So the first name that comes out is going to be the name of the beer that we've just had made. And the second 2 will be following batches of beer. So Keith, not looking what I'm picking. There's the first one. Come on, camera. No cutting, just see.
Just see which. Oh, I like that. There we are. That's called Prop Wash.
Oh, I like that one.
Yes.
I like that one.
So
I like that one.
that's the name of our beer, what's going to be drank very, very soon. And
Okay.
now
For the next one.
Next
For
one.
the second one.
Yeah, I'll do it. Oh, here, so I know that I'm not cheating.
What's that one?
Tiller Sunshine, that one.
Oh, that's nice.
Another good choice.
That's me, that Tiller Sunshine.
Tiller Sunshine. So that's going to be on an upcoming beer, that one, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll have to design the label for that one.
Right.
Right, next one.
I'm sorry I've thingied them up. There's another one.
Here we are. So here we go again.
Ready to Lockbuster. Thank you. And what we're going to do, because I've cut these up and put the names on, we'll keep these just in case we want another beer. See, for us, we don't do mugs, we don't do hats, we don't do t-shirts, we just do beer. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We now know the name of our latest beer made at the Garage Microbrewery, and it's called Prop Wash, and it was suggested by Tony Harris, and that will be going on the bottles. It will all be labelled, and we'll show you an example later, but we like that name as well. Absolutely great. Because we had so many great names, we obviously had to do a, pull out a couple more, because they can go on our future bottles on whichever beer we get Peter in the Garage Microbrewery to produce. And this one was called Tiller Sunshine, suggested by Maurice Louise Eagle, and that will be labelled up in on one of our future beer bottles. But that's great, thank you very much. The third one that we pulled out the hat was called Lockbuster, and this was suggested by Two Toffs Go Exploring. And I've got to be honest, that's another great name, and it will definitely go on a future bottle, labelled up and boxed up. Thank you very much again for that. That's another great name. Now we'll have a little montage celebrating the brew and the presentation of it, and of course the labelling of the bottle. I've done the test and the beer is outstanding. We hope you enjoyed the little bit of history and the photographs and all that what we put together, and all the beer for now is done, and that was fantastic, by the way. We loved everything about that. Amazed by the number of people who give names, and actually the enjoyment we got out of doing all that. There's a lot more to beer than what I ever thought. It's not just hops, that's definitely not, or fruit and that. There's a lot more involved, and I definitely will, once everything settles down, I'll take you to Peter's. That's, like I've told you before, that's Bernadette's brother's microbrewery in his garage, because it's so good to see, and that's why we have so many good bespoke beers. I've got to be honest, we've had plenty what are better than the big manufacturers. We definitely have, and I can't wait to show you that. Anyway, that's it for now. I've got to go in now as a matter of urgency. Bernadette is making lemon drizzle cake, gluten-free, so it'll be nice and warm. It's just coming to get ready now. So I'll have to go in, get the kettle on, make the Yorkshire Gold tea, get it all prepared, and it's yum yum time. So I'm going to go now. Thanks for watching, keep safe, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ra!